Hello, my name is Callista and welcome back to Cognition, an Erica Reed thriller. In the last episode, Sully was kidnapped by the wise monkey killer, a serial killer that Sully was trying to catch. Now, Erica couldn't save Scott, and she couldn't save Davies, but can she save Sully? I sure as hell hope so. Now, at the very end of the last episode, we were given access to Sully's desk. So let's see what he was working on. Let's see.
This place is a mess. At least the file I need is on top.
Okie doke. This is his family?
All the trademarks of a Southie boy. The Pats, the Sox, the Celtics, and a big, huge Irish family. He's got 3 brothers and 5 nieces and nephews. God only knows how many cousins.
Aww. It's very sweet.
We're gonna tell this crazy story to them over some beers at the next family reunion. Promise.
I hope so. And a stress ball?
Sully's stress ball always looks like it's laughing at me.
I think it's laughing at everyone.
Sully's hard copy of the Wise Monkey case files.
Okay, let's see what we've got.
Let's see what you got.
Okay, so we have... What is this? Oh, okay. Damn. Okay, so we've got Colleen Lavery, Luke Jensen, Nick Stewart, Heather Ann, I think? Okay. Colleen Lavery, date of birth, 21st of the 9th, 92, date of death, 13th of the 8th, 2011. Colleen Lavery, sophomore year student at Berklee College of Music. Nice. Victim was killed on the stage of the World Players Theatre. Estimated time of death is 11:45 p.m. Victim was found the following morning at 7:35 a.m. by the theatre staff. What a thing to find. Jeez. Victim went to the theatre alone, presumably to rehearse, and was probably followed inside. She was pushed from behind off a set where she made impact on the stage floor. Crime scene shows that the victim was able to stand after the initial fall and attempted to flee while fighting off her attacker. Good on you, Colleen. Defensive wounds on the arms matched 2 stab wounds in the lower abdomen for a 6-inch chef's knife. Death was caused by massive blood loss from the abdomen wound. The eyes and tongue were removed post-mortem and taken from the scene. A silver G-clef shaped charm was found at the scene as well. I hope we don't have a musical puzzle in this. I am not musically inclined. Sheet music, give me Latin. Give me a passage in Latin. I might be able to translate some of it. Give me a piece of sheet music. I am screwed. Update, 15th of the 8th, 2011. Similarities to the Jensen case, and presumably this one is the first one, maybe? Similarities to the Jensen case and Stewart case murders suggest the same killer. Inquiries have been made with Daniel Chapman, Dean of Students at Berklee, to investigate possible connections between Lavery and Jensen.
The third victim was Colleen Lavery. A sophomore year Berklee student majoring in performance. Found on a stage at the school, pushed from a set balcony and stabbed during the night. Her tongue and eyes were removed. This was the first time the killer removed more than one organ. A silver charm shaped like a G-clef was found with her.
Okay. Oh, and here we have, in case we couldn't read that. Oh, that's turning the page, excuse me. No, where? Excuse me. Thank you.
The third victim was Colleen Lavery.
Okay. I'm just going to assume this is just going to go over what she said. So, Luke Jensen, date of birth 14th of the 3rd, 89, Date of death, 12th of the 6th, 2011. Victim was found at 12:03 a.m. by a neighbour on the fire escape of their building. Victim had been pushed down the fire escape stairs, causing a fracture of the occipital bone and severe cranial bleeding. Oof. I think that would be a quick death, but ooh. The victim was then stabbed in the abdomen with a 6-inch chef's knife. The cause of death of loss of blood? What? I'm assuming there's meant to be a word in that. The cause of death was loss of blood from these two injuries. Victim's eyes were removed post-mortem and not found at the scene. They are presumed to have been taken from the scene by the killer. The cuts on the face indicate an inexperienced hand. A small silver violin-shaped charm was found on the scene during a second sweep for evidence in the alley below the fire escape. Jensen was a recent graduate of the Berklee College of Music. He is currently self-employed as a music tutor. The murder has strong signs of being premeditated. We are looking into a number of possible suspects. Okay.
First victim, Luke Jensen. Recently graduated Berklee College of Music. He was found behind his apartment in Brighton, pushed off a fire escape, stabbed, and his eyes removed. A silver violin-shaped charm was later found at the scene.
Okie doke. Nick Stewart, date of birth 11th of the 10th, 85, date of death 4th of the 7th, 2011. Professional alias DJ Abe Horrence. Victim was found at 11:34 p.m. by a member of the wait staff at the club Jaunty Abyss on Lansdowne Street in the alley behind the building. Stewart was working as a DJ on the night of the murder and exited the building during a break. Forensics show that the victim was pushed off the back staircase onto the pavement. Death occurred from the blow to the back of the skull. Again, at least that one was another quick death. Post-mortem injuries include a stab to the abdomen with a 6-inch chef's knife and removal of the ears. Ears not found at the scene. A small silver charm shaped like a bell was found on the victim's body. Jesus, I need to sneeze. Now is not the time, nose. Update 7th of the 7th, 2011. Similarities of this murder and the Jensen murder suggest the same killer. Connection between the victims are being pursued. So far, all of them have been, ignoring the obvious removal of eyes, ears and tongue, they've all involved a stab to the abdomen, which is rather interesting, and all of them have been pushed off of something.
Second victim, Nick Stewart, aka DJ Abhorrence. He spun at Jaunty Abyss, a club in downtown Boston. Pushed from a staircase outside the club, stabbed, ears removed. A silver bell-shaped charm was found with his body.
Okay. And Heather Ann, this is the most recent one. Ooh, again, very, very grim. Heather Ann, born... Hello there, we have the same birthday. Not the same year, obviously, but born 14th of May, 1960. Date of death, 29th of the 9th, 2011. Victim was a retired opera singer and prior to her death was working as a music tutor. She was found in her home at 5283 Park Drive by a student at 9 a.m. upon arriving for a scheduled lesson. Time of death is estimated at 10:30 p.m. the previous night. The house shows no signs of forced entry, so killer was probably known to the victim. The victim, who lived alone, fell or was pushed backwards down the interior stairs. Again, more pushing. Backwards down the interior stairs, sustaining blunt force trauma in many areas, as well as a fractured rib and multiple fractures in her hands and fingers. She struck her head at the bottom of the stairs. Victim was then stabbed in the upper abdominal area with a 6-inch knife. Cause of death is attributed to the stabbing. Her eyes, ears, and tongue were removed post-mortem and not found at the scene. A piano charm, silver, was found near the body. The case is under investigation in connection with the Jensen, Stewart and Lavery murders. Update 12th of the 10th, 2011. Partial fingerprint found on the piano charm has been confirmed to match that of Kelsey Gardner, reported missing and a suspected runaway June 2011. Local FBI has taken over the case as a serial murder investigation. There was something I wanted to say there. I'm sure it'll come back to me. It was just something I picked up on. Oh, that's aggravating. That is very aggravating. That was it. So before they were just removing one item, as it were, now they're removing all three, so they're escalating. Maybe they'd escalate enough to the point where they'd kidnap Sully? Maybe?
Fourth and most recent victim, Heather Ann, a retired opera singer who also gave lessons. Found in her home, she'd been pushed from the upper landing of the stairs, killed on the first floor. Lived alone, no witnesses. Kelsey was one of her students up until last spring. Eyes, ears, and tongue removed. A piano charm was found at the crime scene.
Okay. Also, so Kelsey was one of her students. Okay, so she would probably let her in. Okay. Is there any more information on his computer? Okay.
The case database. I can access closed and current cases here.
Okay, the Wise Monkey case.
The Wise Monkey killer is fixated on the removal of the eyes, ears, and/or tongues of her victims. Each victim has been pushed from a height, stabbed in the abdomen, and then had one or more of these sense organs removed. Cause of death has either been from the head trauma of the fall or bleeding out from the stab wounds. Removal of the organs has always been post-mortem.
Okay.
Kelsey was gaining confidence as she continued to kill. Looks like Sully thought they might all be connected to her and the deaths were part of some personal vendetta. Makes sense. Revenge killings are fairly common for female serial killers. Her method's particularly gruesome, though. Question is, why Sully? We've only had this case for a few weeks. How'd she even know he was on it, much less have time to plan this?
Okay, that's odd. That's odd right there. Let me continue with this. The pattern in the killings suggests the killer is growing in confidence. While the first two deaths show a shaky hand in the removal of the organs, later cuts are steadier and made more quickly. The number of organs removed increasing over time suggests the same. A personal motivation, such as revenge, seems likely. The removal of the organs may be connected to things the victim saw, heard, or said, particularly given the suspect's gender and age. The suspect, Kelsey Gardner, was a former student of the most recent victim, Heather Ann, and a former Berkeley student. Exact connections to the other victims are being investigated. Notes: chef's knife. Weapon was probably selected from the killer's own kitchen, easy to get, owning one is easily excused, familiar to the wielder. Luke Jensen, first murder, eyes removed, Berkeley graduate, cuts show inexperience and uncertainty, messy, uneven, violin charm. Nick Stewart, second murder, second male, ears removed, cuts still shaky but not as messy as the first murder, bell charm. Colleen Lavery, first female victim, youngest victim, eyes and tongue removed, first time removing more than one organ, cuts are noticeably neater now, only victim who tried to fight back or run, G clef charm, Berkeley student. Heather Ann, second female victim, oldest victim, killer now removing 3 organs, cuts to remove organs are quickly made, steady, killed in her home, singing teacher, Kelsey is a former student, piano charm, Kelsey's blood on this one. I thought it was her fingerprints. If her blood is on why would her blood be on the charm unless maybe... How would she cut herself putting a charm down? That doesn't make any sense. Suspect is female. Why kill the male, stronger victims first? What is the significance of the charms? Removed organs, significant to each victim, or just taking more due to growing confidence? The charms strike to me that it's like charms you'd find on a charm bracelet. My mum had a charm bracelet. I think she still has it. She got charms from her family members at like specific points in her life, like when she graduated, well, not graduated school, but when she left school and when she got her first job, when she learned how to drive, when she turned 21, maybe there's something like that. I think I'm going to take a picture of these notes. Something... I get the very strong feeling that I'm going to need these for a later puzzle, just by how they're, laid out. Okay. There we go. There's one, and there's... Let me move that. There we go. There is 2. Okay. Oh, back to my timer. There we go. Okay, so there's that. Any evidence?
I don't have any evidence to look at right now.
Are you sure? No, and people search. Let's see, Kelsey Gardner.
Kelsey Gardner, age 21. Born and raised in White Rock, New Mexico. Moved to Boston to attend Berklee College of Music, majoring in performance and composition. Dropped out in the middle of her junior year. Last known address is in Dorchester. Reported missing by her parents last June after a few weeks of not hearing from her. Last seen entering her apartment by neighbors 2 weeks prior on May 30th. Worked at a nearby coffee shop. Didn't report for any shifts after May 30th. She was suffering from financial issues at the time. Circumstantial evidence suggests she may have run away. Everyone on this list was musically inclined in some way. I need to find out more about Kelsey to figure out where she might have taken Sully. The dean of students at Berklee is a good place to start, and her landlord can probably let me into her old apartment.
She's blonde. Didn't Tess say that the person who came up to her was blonde? Although she doesn't wear glasses. Oh. Do we look at Sully's email? I want to. I really want to, but it's a breach of trust. But he's also... Considering she went through Madison's email, and at that time we were just kind of like, oh, Davies is out. I think Erica would read Sully's emails, given that we know he's been kidnapped and he's had his ear removed. Ooh. Oh, I feel horrible about this, but
hey,
I'm gonna do it.
Any ideas for Mom's birthday next week? As usual, no list. Think she'd like one of those ebook things? I'll make dinner reservations at the factory. You bringing Erica?
Oh,
Brandon, I just gotta make sure he's going.
He's told his family about us. Oh.
Southie Townie boys. Don't forget our game against the Somerville Ballers is this Saturday at 2, and they've got their ringer, the infamous Miles Goodhue, in the lineup. Warm up and stretch those kicking legs, boys. Boston office agents and employees. As you know from Director Rahal's email, I am filling in as the acting director in the wake of Madison Davies' death. I will be arriving in Boston in a few hours. Like you, I considered Madison a personal friend, and I have every intention of bringing her killer to justice. You can best aid in this endeavor by continuing your current assignments with your full attention. And if you are pulled onto other cases or assignments, give those your full attention as directed. As details of the funeral arrangements for Madison are made by her family, they will be communicated to you. Samuel McAdams.
Okay, so McAdams was very good friends with Madison. Oh, that's... Again, now that I know that they were friends, I can understand why he'd be quite so pissy that we were there, but we couldn't even catch the killer.
Whoa. This one's from the director of the FBI. It is with great regret that I must inform the Bureau of the passing of Madison Davies, the director of the Boston field office. She was killed in the line of duty during her most recent case in Boston. Madison served with the FBI for 22 years. An excellent agent whose history of work speaks for itself. She was a sharp-minded woman with an unerring dedication to her job, an example to us all, and she will be greatly missed. Effective immediately, Samuel McAdams will be the acting director of the Boston field office until further notice. Sincerely, Brandon Rahal, FBI director.
Wow, 22 years of service. Damn.
Sorry, busy this weekend. I can be a real bitch sometimes.
Erica, god damn it. Okay, now that... I feel so guilty for having done this, but I don't regret it. Okay, we have no evidence. We've gone over the case database, done the people search. Okay, we can go now. I think I'd also like to check Erica's emails just in case someone sent one specifically to her. Okay. Oof. Imagine having to sit next to a pool of blood and an ear. No, I don't...
Hey, sweetheart. I heard about what's going on over there. I'm so sorry about Davies and Sully, Erica. Are you all right? I've been calling, but only getting your voicemail. Just let me know you're okay. Love, Dad.
Okay, if I can, I'll give him a call. Can we send an
I'm
email
okay,
back?
Dad, but really busy. I'll call later. Love, Erica.
Okay, there we go. We've read those.
Figures.
Yep.
Dad avoids visiting Scott. Maybe that's why he decided to bury him there, so that he could be as far away from his memory as possible.
And I'm pretty sure we read these in the last
Cool.
episode.
I could use a couple hours away from all this. Hey, babe. We haven't spent time together in a while. Was wondering if you'd like to rent a movie and watch it at my place this weekend. Sully.
Oh, that's sad. Okay. Let's see. We have to go to our apartment, Kelsey's apartment. We need to visit the dean at the College of Music. I wonder if the bodies are in the morgue.
McCoy?
Red?
What do you know about the Wise Monkey case?
Sully was working it and now he's part of it?
Yeah, and I'd like to fix that, so a little help here?
Same as you, Red. I know what's on the file. If you're looking for where to start, check out his desk. He's probably got some notes that maybe didn't get on the database yet.
And Kelsey?
Here's the prime suspect for Wise Monkey. A 21-year-old college dropout named Kelsey Gardner. It looks like the murders have been about revenge.
Think she might have found out he was on her case?
She must have, but who knows how. He's been on it for barely a week. Tough part's gonna be finding her. I've got an old address, but she hasn't been seen in almost 5 months.
Maybe someone she knew back at school will know where to find her.
Okay, let's hope she had some friends.
I'm going to go back to my work.
Go get him, Red.
Okay. And again, what do we have here? We do have the file, that's good. So we can hopefully review that whenever we get stuck. And the tape recorder. Okie doke. I think I'm gonna go to the morgue first. See if we can take a look at the bodies. We might not have access to the older ones, but hopefully we have some access to the latest, the opera singer. Gwen said there was no evidence. I was about to say I'll just print off an evidence form and see what we can get, but Gwen said that all of the evidence had gone missing.
I need to do some more research first. There should be evidence from the Wise Monkey case on file. I should check it out before I go.
Excuse me. Let's print out that evidence request form then. Come on. I don't suppose there's anyone else. No, there isn't. Okay.
I don't have any evidence to look at right now.
The case database. Wise Monkey.
It's empty. Sully must have been typing this one. I should check his computer.
Okay, we have to do it from Sully's. wonder how she did know that Sully was on the case. How did she know that the FBI had taken it over? Okay. Wise monkey.
One evidence form coming up.
There we go. So maybe it was just the charms that this lady took, but not other evidence that was knocking about. Okay. Let's grab that.
Let's see what this gets me.
Okay, Gwen, help me out.
I need the charms that are in evidence for the Wise Monkey case.
Thanks to that thief, I've only got one. Fill out the form and it's all yours. I hope it helps you catch that awful woman.
Here's the form.
Okay. Hang tight for a minute.
Okie doke.
Hope that helps.
It will, thank you. I've done everything I can from here. Time to hit the street.
Okay, so was that the bell? Yes, it was.
A silver charm shaped like a bell.
Okay. Now then, we have Berkeley College. Anywhere else out here? Kelsey's apartment and the antique shop. I want to check out the morgue first. Oh. Where's Terrence gone?
AFK. Terrence must be working the crime scene at the Old South Meeting Hall.
Okay.
It looks empty without the big guy around.
Okie doke. It really is such a shame about Davies. Her niece is gonna be devastated. They mentioned that she had a niece. It was this cute little picture of it was like a stick figure drawing of Davies saying "I love Aunt Maddie" or something like that. Oh.
Agent Reed, how can I help you?
I wanted to say goodbye to Davies. Everything happened
shit.
so fast I didn't have a chance before.
You know my rules, Agent Reed. No contamination and no private visits before I've finished my work.
Right. The autopsy report must be happening soon.
I have paperwork to take care of. Please, show yourself out.
Sorry to interrupt.
Okay. Erica wants to say goodbye to Davies. I don't suppose... Aha! Pull it and hop the counter.
This ought to give me some privacy. Now I need to get out of sight.
The counter!
As if I'm not busy enough already. Should have expected it.
Better move fast.
Okie doke. I hope this noise stops soon, though. Oh, thank goodness. Okay.
That must be Davies. Sorry I was such a pain in the ass sometimes, Davies. You were good. One of the best. I wanted to hate you for closing that case, but you were right to do it. And if I hadn't have been so tired because I was still working on it, I might have gotten there in time to save you. But I'm not gonna stop until whoever did this is behind bars. I promise. Oh, looks like I'm in luck. She left a tape for the recorder here.
Oh.
I'm sure she won't mind if I borrow this without asking.
Okay, oh, the stitching.
Gallagher did the autopsy already.
And the brand.
That's the same tattoo that was on the hangman. This has to mean something.
Can I grab a picture of it?
There. That'll help me do a search on it later. Psi is the 23rd letter of the Greek alphabet. It is often used as a prefix signifying subjects that relate to the brain or soul. For example, psychology. It is also used in words relating supposedly supernatural phenomena, as in the word psychic, or the word scion.
Oh. So is this a direct call out to Erica? Okay, I don't think there's her eyes.
At least with her eyes closed, she looks more peaceful.
Okay. Now then, can I... No, I can't get to that thing over there. Or can I?
No. I'll leave those to Gallagher. It's really not the bodies so much as the death that makes this place so depressing.
Okay, Erica did say we need to be quick, so... Oh, I wasn't doing anything.
Agent Reed, what are you doing in here? There was a fire alarm.
Was there? I didn't hear anything. I was in the bathroom.
The
Good
whole
cover?
time?
Hey, I don't ask what you do in there.
Damn it, Reed, you are wasting time. Mine, yours, and might I remind you, Agent Sullivan's. Get your ass back on the job while you still have one.
I am doing my job. If you don't like it, fire me.
Don't
Erica.
tempt me. If I find you stepping out of line one more time, you're looking at a suspension. If you're lucky, get out there and find Agent Sullivan.
Fine.
Okay. At least we got to say goodbye to Davies, and we got that tape. And with that, I am just about out of time for this episode, so please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.